They all think I'm going to say, shit, all this anesthesia. Motherfucking hurricanes came through, but it wasn't no FEMA. Goddamn, they left us in the water by the dirt, dust. Niggas never really gave a fuck.
Niggas hit you with that anesthesia, put you to sleep, bruh. You know it's the killer nigga woods where we creep, bruh. You know that my ninja they good, push like a Jeep, bruh. Catching niggas for days, no rest, math the reaper. Muscle memory in my cells, clap like a sleeper. Swim through money, I need a cell, these rivers deeper. My niggas got bonds, no better when shit go heater. Hammers banging, we bleed, your bodies everywhere, FEMA.
What's up? It's Lord Mav. I'm over here doing another laptop podcast. Coincidentally, nigga wire for the microphone broke, and I was just thinking about getting my shit going. So basically, I'm over here to talk about this Kanye West shit. We're gonna be coming back in a couple of days to do the whole ban on certain words things, because I really feel a certain way about people saying you can't use certain words. So we're gonna come back to talk about that. But for now, what I'm talking about is this Kanye West. Hey yo, when I seen Kanye West come up on Drink Champs, or when I seen it was about to come on, I damn near lost my mind, son. I'm like, yo, Kanye West about to be on Drink Champs? Is this what we doing right now? We about to get an honest look, and of course he come up there and don't drink because he is on some Kanye West shit, you know? But I basically gathered a couple notes on the whole ordeal. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched a good amount of it, you know, for myself. I can't watch too much of that shit because he seemed like me. Like, it's a couple people in the world who you look at them and you be like, you know, I'm kind of like that person, or they kind of like me. And he just be ranting like I do. And it's like, I realize I don't got no tolerance for hearing somebody rant on shit I already know, like me. You know what I'm saying? So I get tired of myself talking sometimes. Listen, these are the notes that I gathered, right? So it's going to move in, like, you know, it's separated, but it's all in the same shit. All right, so this is the Kanye Drink Champs interview, right? My notes on it. It starts off by saying, Kanye can't help but to flex all of his connections. I believe his first point was to explain how his life is good, partly due to him having so many connections through his hard work, and that he can go anywhere and be taken care of if he lacks anything. So when he first started talking, you know, I was already lost because I'm like, you know, this nigga just started ranting off the back. But he ended up talking about how this nigga went to Paris and, you know, he name dropping 100 people. But he went to Paris and he didn't have no underwear, and the nigga who owned Balenciaga came to pick him up or some shit. And, you know, he was wearing Balenciaga underwear and socks for the rest of the week. So it's like him being taken care of. But he also was talking about the fact that, you know, life itself is really just about connections. You know, it's about connections in a way where you have help when you need it, but it's also about connections for the fact that without these connections in the world, life itself would be pointless. I think that's a good little message to give out, especially because this nigga is a celebrity, you know? It's crazy because, like, when you come from the hood and you start learning shit, or you like a in tune nigga, whether you black or white, you know what I'm saying, whatever, or something else. Basically, when you come into this knowledge, it's like this shit becomes everyday shit. So Kanye West is talking about it, and for me, it's like, alright, nigga, this shit basically like basic ass knowledge. Like, niggas is actually moving on to other thought processes at this point, but the shit that he talking is not normal for a celebrity of his stature to be talking about some shit like this, especially in public places. So it's a good message, and it is rather, it's high level thinking to an extent, but it's still on basic levels. But it's good to see a celebrity speaking about this shit without being worried about their finances. And as you can see, Kanye been moving just a little bit different. Like, with him being on Drink Champs, that's something that he wouldn't have did before he was labeled as a billionaire. Because now that he has that label, niggas can't really say nothing to him. And, you know, you saw it when he first got the billionaire status. Niggas went back and start watching all his old videos where they was talking shit about him, and now the new comments on any Kanye video, you know what I'm saying? The new comments is all, oh yeah, Kanye was speaking truth. He was ahead of everybody. And it's like, nigga, you was the same nigga on the comments 3-4 years ago talking about, oh yeah, this nigga Kanye is a maniac. This nigga needs some help. These niggas losing their mind out here. It's like, nigga, fuck is you talking about? That nigga so ahead, but nah, he wasn't ahead. He was on regular levels, but y'all niggas is just dumb. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. This nigga was on the path to being where he is now, and y'all niggas couldn't respect it because he ain't have enough money. So that's why this nigga on Drink Champs, because this nigga labeled as a billionaire. So now he good. You know what I'm saying? This nigga technically got more money than Jay-Z if the words is right. So it's like, now he talking shit. It's like, what we gonna do now? Who we fucking with now? We fucking with the person who been getting money, quote unquote. We done called him the richest nigga in hip hop, and that's basically the reason why we respected him. And he never get involved with nothing. You don't never hear Jay-Z come up talking about nothing. No political nothing, nigga. He put out one album saying a couple words about things, and it's like, oh yeah, this nigga Jay-Z trying to spit that truth. Barely, nigga. And he just talking about societal black, get your money up shit. This nigga still talking the same shit he was talking before. He just talking about more legal routes. Routes that most niggas can't even fuck with. This nigga Kanye West talking about love and togetherness and community and all of that. So who we gonna look to now? And he got more money. So who we gonna look to, nigga? It's a good message to give out. The question of Kanye doing the verses was raised. Drake came up. Drake name came up. And it's like, for me, I don't really think Drake could stand up to this nigga Kanye. First of all, if y'all niggas thought the Lox versus fucking Dipset was bad with the way the Lox got hits and the way the Lox was around since the 90s and Dipset was like some 2000 ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? Some 2000s by the time Fly Music came out. They from that era. It's not about bars, you know? This shit'd be worse if we was to do Kanye West versus Drake. Because Drake is one of these Kanye offsprings. This nigga Kanye had what you call it? This nigga Kanye had like 3 classic albums before Drake was even a fucking mainstream artist. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how could we even do this? By the time Drake got his first like real hot record, this nigga Kanye was probably on his way to putting out My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, nigga. It can't compare. And I don't think anything Drake has, I mean, compared to the public. Now, this is the thing. Compared to the public and the era that we in, Drake will probably win. Just because of the type of music he put out. And all of those technical hits. But when you look at the songs that this nigga has, this nigga Kanye, if he just do 2 songs from each album, come on, this nigga do tracks that he produced. If niggas wanted to get into it, niggas say he could do tracks he produced. Basically, for me, I feel like if Kanye was to do a versus battle, that nigga would have to do himself. And I'm going to tell you how they could do it. These niggas could have Kanye come in, and it's not going to be like no live show. Like, you could have people be there, but they basically there on some trying to make the performance shit real, right? You have Kanye come in, and you have him come in as regular Kanye, and then you have him come in as old school Kanye with the fucking weird polo and the collar up and the book bag on and shit. You have him come in like that, and you do the split screen shit where you just have him twice. You know what I'm saying? The shit'll be fire. Or turn it up on a Kanye level and have the hologram perform the other songs. You know, do a hologram situation where he could be actually there performing with himself, you know? And that shit'll be hot. He'll be going against his old self. Because he got enough songs to go against his old self. Nigga, 3 albums here, 3 albums there. I don't know. This nigga got mad fucking albums. The shit crazy. But that's basically what I think. They should do some creative shit and have Kanye go up against himself. Because it really don't make sense for him to go up against anybody. His music is kind of set aside. It's different from the niggas he was making music with when he first came up. And then is way more mature now and different from the music that's coming out now. So it's like, who could you even put him up against? His music don't really match with nobody else's music. You know, you have to put him up against, really, he said it, you got to put him up against a couple niggas, but I feel like you have to put him up with, like, you have to do some shit where it's like, oh, this nigga got a song that kind of sound like that. Let's see which one better. All right, now let's go get a different nigga that got a song that sound like Kanye West's other song. Get Lupe for this, you know what I'm saying? Get Drake for that. Get motherfucking Travis Scott for this or some shit, you know? That's my thoughts on this whole Kanye versus situation. These niggas then got into Drake versus Kanye beef. The first couple things I got up here is basically all in order, right? And then I skipped because I stopped thinking about this shit. Then I went and got my laptop so I could do this. So when I got my laptop, I wrote a couple more things and then dipped off on it. So the Drake versus Kanye beef, I don't really care about that shit because I don't really care about beef. But my thoughts on it is just that niggas got to stop throwing shots at each other. Like, it should be dumb at the end of the day. Like this nigga talking, it got to be more unity, especially within niggas who have a voice in the black community, I would say. Or in fucking America general, nigga, because everybody is against, or the government is against everybody. It's not like the rich niggas don't get fucked up when things get crazy in the country, so, you know, niggas gotta have some unity. And this rap shit, it's like rap could do way more than what it's doing, just getting money for niggas. Niggas could have some power, you know? And these things is really, I think, holding niggas back. But it's also pointless because the shit never goes anywhere. It's like, you either got the old school rap beefs where, you know, we only got a couple examples, and them shits, we don't even know if them shits was like rap beefs, niggas got killed. But, you know, it's like old school shit, somebody might have died, you know, but usually not off no rap beef shit. But it's like, ain't nobody getting slapped up. It's like, this shit's stupid, nigga. Y'all niggas beefing, y'all not about to come to blows, which tells me it's not no serious real life shit where you actually mad at a person. Because if you willing to fight over how you be acting, this shit is so disrespectful, then that shit makes sense. But if you just like, oh, this nigga oh, act all disrespectful, I'ma just make a song. It's like, that shit don't make sense, nigga. Shit don't make no damn sense. And if you gonna play around with beef to get more fame, it's like that shit is not a good example, nigga. You're not setting a good example for the motherfuckers who follow this shit. And niggas need to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? This nigga Kanye started talking about how, which is old thoughts, you know, for me, but Kanye started to talk about how basically the artists, you know, they've been called on by God to speak about, you know, or to be in a position to speak about certain things. And it's kind of their job to speak on it, but then they go on the song, and even though they ain't doing certain things, they go up there and spread violence. So it's like, you gotta, if you gonna spread the violent shit, or at least, you know, talk on some violent shit to seem cool, then you also gotta have something in the background. He said redemption, but, you know, you gotta offset it with, I say you gotta offset it with consequences. Because I think the most powerful thing for deterring motherfuckers to go down the wrong path is to really hit them with the consequences of this shit. And you see that in, like, niggas would say, I'm gonna just hit you with a movie, right? You see The Village. Those was people supposedly living, spoilers, my nigga. Those was people living in, that's an old ass movie by this point. Nigga said spoilers for a 20-year-old movie. But those was people living in modern times, but the elders of the community, you know, it was a village inside the woods. The elders of the community basically told the children that if they tried to leave, they was gonna get killed by some monsters that was in the woods. And they even had niggas dressing up like monsters to deter the children from leaving. So really, it's cars driving outside their existence, but these niggas is in this little village living like it's the fucking 1600s or some shit, you know? And that's all based off fear. Now, you're supposed to have fear shit, right? The fear things is what keeps, you know, fucking living shit alive. Like, thinking organisms. That's the shit that keeps people alive, or even the animals. You have a fear of something. It might be a trap. It might be able to harm you. It might cause your death. You fear for it, or you have fear for it, so you stay away from it, right? That's what keeps motherfuckers alive. And that same fear can be taught to the children to basically have them stick together in a way, like, look at what society has been made into now, in a way where the government basically spread niggas apart and is, divide and conquer. The niggas divided us and now they fucking conquering our lives, just making everybody miserable and shit. Got niggas running out for any sort of happiness. Niggas is literally running out to try to go find happiness in anything. Niggas said, okay, so today I'm gonna go skating and see if that shit make me happy. And you was like, yeah, I was happy while I was skating, but I'm kind of annoyed after I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I was annoyed on my way there. I'm annoyed on the way out. The trip was horrible. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like going there. It was too many people. But I did enjoy skating once I did it. And it's like, it's not about that. It be about all the dumb shit that's surrounding the life that has been set up. So it's divide and conquer. And we gotta teach the children to be fair for the fact that it's so easy for a single person to really come up and take control of a whole fucking nation of people. You could be staring down at 30,000 people and they just like, yeah, we just gonna let that nigga run everything for everybody. We all believe in different things. None of us believe in what that nigga believe in. We gonna let him run shit because he look like he's smarter. Nigga said, what? That's lazy, nigga. That's lazy as hell. Nigga said you could be in charge of your own life, but instead you chose to be like a kid and delegate somebody to make decisions and rules for you. Shit is silly, right? This type of shit Kanye gonna come into soon. But I'm quite sure he already into it. So fuck all that Drake versus Kanye beef. I don't believe these niggas should be beefing because nothing really comes out of it. And niggas need to be setting a better example within hip-hop. And then Kanye goes into a strong-ass rant about mad shit, and I couldn't make sense of it, right? But the shit is funny because I got that problem too. Now, in the last couple podcasts, since I've been so, irritated for three of them, and, I just been flustered here and there because of a couple situations that done went down in my life recently. So it's like, my shit's been jumbled, can't get my thoughts together. But if you go to the ones before that, it's a lot of structure because I wanted to get this shit to be like a real podcast, or I really want this shit to be like a news segment. That's what it's supposed to be. So you see that the emotions is what's flustering me. And I feel like Kanye is always in a state, like an emotional state. And not to say like he crying or like the nigga be all really outwardly emotional, but I think he feels so strongly about what he's speaking about that he can never really compose himself to a certain degree. He's composed. He might be like a little bit energetic, but he's basically calm. But from what I see and the way that I have them saying rant sometimes, it seems like this nigga he just damn near going off the wall, spitting his ideas nonstop. He can't control the flow and direction, or at least not to say he can't, but he has a hard time controlling the direction of the thoughts that he has entering, or exiting his fucking being. Nigga, it's just so much shit in his head and he just throwing it out. Nigga say he just throwing it out. He not sorting through that shit before he let it leave his mouth. You got for a nigga like me, or if he like me, for niggas like us, you gotta start sorting that shit out. You can't just let all the thoughts leave, because sometimes some of the thoughts in between don't make sense. And, it's not that the thought doesn't make sense. It's more that it doesn't have to be said to get your point across. In fact, it takes away from your point because it's distracting from the stronger points you're making. In fact, confusing the person that you're speaking to. You understand what I'm saying? This shit is real. This nigga be confusing niggas because he be cutting himself off to talk about something else, and you know what I'm saying? He be trying to drop too many names, and he's so excited about the life that he living and the things he doing. Nigga, you got a point that you're trying to get across, and that's the reason why you going on this press run. Even though it's Drink Champs, it's still a press run. You're going up there to make sure that people get a certain perception of you, but a perception of you that's given out by you, not a perception of you that's given out by mainstream media or the tabloid media or social media. Just you coming up with a bunch of niggas who actually just want to hear your stories, and you just come up there and talk about what you need to talk about. I already spoke about this, but it's just interesting to see this nigga Kanye West, because his stature is so big within the celebrity culture we have. It's cool to see him come up and speak about like shit like Moses. Nigga said we come from Moses. So it's like he clearly has knowledge of black people's Israelite heritage, right? And to speak about those certain things, we already see him be vilified, but it seems like his family stuck by him in a certain way, the Kardashians, to a certain degree. These niggas ain't come out down to him in any way, and that shit matters. You know what I'm saying? There was a certain thing that happened, but there was nothing that ever happened that showed that Kim Kardashian came out just calling this nigga crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, reporter niggas was doing some fucking digging. Niggas said, this what we found because we some sneaky motherfuckers. You know, shit like that. So his family stuck by him, and he said a couple controversial things at one moment that became very relevant very fucking quickly. And those two things combined allow for this nigga to continue just being him. So now he's in that little plane of existence like Dave Chappelle, where if he keeps saying shit on his mind that is true and that it's not disrespectful if people really pay attention, it's more about the fact that what he's saying is a harsh reality about what we live and what's to come. So he's in that little plane where he can't really be touched right now. And it's cool to see that. Like, this nigga Nick Cannon was not in that plane. Nick Cannon was the dude who was in that plane of existence as a celebrity, where he is the dude who is super likable, who works very hard, and he can fucking host anything. Nigga, that became his shit. Just hosting shit. This nigga have a million jobs, and he gonna do his job. But the minute he went outside of that, you know, of being the super entertaining dude that he is, the minute he went into speaking about real knowledge, which is the same type of shit that Kanye talking about. He might have said it too harshly. You know, he might have thrown a race into it specifically. But I just heard this nigga Kanye say something about Jews. He ain't talking nothing like that could be seen as degrading. But, you know, these niggas take what they want and do what they want with your life after. So this nigga Nick Cannon wasn't in a position to be the untouchable nigga. He ain't no Dave Chappelle. This nigga ain't no Kanye West, nigga. He get money, but he's still Nick Cannon. Sadly, you got niggas out here telling Nick Cannon he can't have some babies, nigga. That's how you know Nick Cannon ain't on a spiritual, not spiritual, but that's how you know this nigga ain't on no big level. When you just having children and you got the world, you got doctors and also everybody in the world just like, Nick Cannon having too many babies. Nigga says, shut your ass up, nigga. I'm living my life. First I can't talk about Jews, now I can't have babies, nigga. What the fuck else? Can't have my nuts. Nigga said you want them shits too? Damn, nigga. Fuck. I'll give them up though if you let me host all these shows again. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing Nick Cannon. If you ever hear this shit, I'm just playing Nick Cannon. You cool. I remember you from old days, nigga. I'm so young. I'm 27. I'm not young no more, but I'm so young. I'm so young that when I was coming up, I thought you owned Nickelodeon, nigga. You don't even know, because your name was Nick Cannon and it was Nickelodeon. So I was like, I think this little ass kid, because you was probably like 17, 18, I don't know, but you look like a little ass kid to me. So I was like, I think this little ass kid owns this whole cartoon channel. And it made sense because it was a channel with cartoons. Who would make that except for a little ass kid? You know what I'm saying? But I just did a little rant. I need to move on. I meant to say that I feel like the aspect of saying real shit in the world is gonna become a trend. The same way that, you know, whether niggas like Kanye or not, even the niggas who clearly don't like Kanye was chiming into his whole record labels is fucking up type shit, and niggas need to get their masters, right? And that's a cool thing. And the sad thing about our society is that clearly many people had grievances with the fact that they couldn't get their masters and they wasn't getting paid properly. But they had to wait for a bigger voice to come in and say something about it for them to be comfortable enough to say something about it, right? And people might say something about this. You know, you could take it how you want, as I always say. But the fact of the matter is, this is no different from the Me Too situation. The Me Too situation is the same situation where things that are not right are happening to people. It's unfair and it's unjust, and it has something to deal with people doing their jobs and being treated wrongly, and they afraid to speak up because of the ramifications. So they gotta wait for a certain person to speak up, and then when things don't go terribly wrong for them immediately, then it's like, oh yeah, I could hop up now, I could tell my story, you know. And I say it just like I said it with that nigga. It makes it's a little bit less powerful when you had to wait for somebody else to come, because then it's like questions of, nigga, did you really have a problem with this shit? You know, and they call that shit victim blaming, but I don't know. These are the ways that I think about things, but that's not even the point. The point is that people should speak up for shit. That's my point. Speak up for shit immediately. When things is not right, you need to speak up, because then you opening up the door for more people to be fucking mistreated. You know, you got this nigga Weinstein fucking mistreating people on a sexual level, fucking over niggas' careers, fucking over movies, you know, fucking over niggas fucking dreams and creative properties, basically. And nobody saying nothing about nothing. Motherfuckers like, oh, this Weinstein, I don't want him to fuck up my name, so I'm not going to give out all this information about how terrible it is to work with him. And then you got the other side where he fucking with people sexually, and they like, oh, I don't want my name to be fucked up in the acting community because he's very powerful. So I'm not going to say anything about what he did to me, you know? The music industry, my record label is taking most of the money from me, and they gave me an advance, but I didn't see any of the money because they delegated a lot of the shit to me, you know? They say I need to be here, here, and here. So they give me ways to get there. And you think you're supposed to be, you know, taken care of because you're now working with this company. But now you paying for all this shit that you didn't order. They ordered it on your behalf. You working to do your album. You paying for all your album shit. So niggas will give you $1 million advance and you see $20,000 of it up front, you know? It's like, that's wrong, you know what I'm saying? And then you got them niggas trying to take the whole $1 million back. You saw $20,000. You saw $20,000 physically. These niggas charge you $1 million for all the shit that they was doing, you know what I'm saying, for the big record deals. These niggas charge you $1 million for all the side shit that they had to pay for to get you to do an album and to be marketable. You know what I'm saying? When you make that money back, it's not going to be $1 million. So then anything you do after that, they be trying to get their money back off of that. And if they can't get their money back, they could release you, or they could just hold you on the record label and not do any more projects with you just to wait out the remainder of your fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Because that'd be a smart thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't know how these record things go, but if niggas got you under their little payroll or they got you under their label, they could still be eating under your whole discography and shit like that. But you know, this motherfucking paperwork be crazy out here. But I do feel like it's going to be a strong trend of these celebrities, maybe not big celebrities, but these celebrities, especially rappers, coming in and speaking more about real shit that they learning in their real life, you know? Like when J. Cole, when this nigga said some shit like, ain't it more to you? Don't it ever get born to you? I felt like that shit could be applied to a lot of fucking people, man. Like with these gangster rappers, it's like, nigga, you might be a gangster rapper and you might have been doing gangster shit by the time you started rapping, but you either not in that shit now, or if you still doing that shit, then you just a dickhead, nigga, and you might as well just devote all your time to that. Cause if you make over here making money from this shit, or if you famous, nigga, then that means you can make more money from this shit. So just jump forehead into that shit instead of trying to keep this raw perspective. It's like, nigga, you gotta move the fuck on. You gotta move on, nigga, cause this shit, that's not the way to be moving about things. You gotta fucking progress from the shit. Don't that shit ever get boring, nigga, staying in the same motherfucking lane? And I think these gangster niggas is gonna find that, like niggas like Lil Durk and shit like that. Motherfuckers gonna find some super knowledge that they into, and they just gonna start kicking that, and ain't nobody gonna be able to stop them no more. And the people is gonna be ready for that, and they gonna be ready for the motherfucking truth shit hitting the airwaves, and not just hearing about niggas shooting each other. Too many relatives gonna die, and niggas gonna be like, oh my God, like, I'm so tired of hearing about this. You know? Sounding like T-Pain and shit. That's all I got to say. I'm waiting for the day that shit become the trend. And I'm trying to help to start that, nigga. I gotta get my music career going. That shit hard as fuck, though, nigga. You gotta do things. I ain't know you had to do shit. Niggas was acting like you could just put this old school shit. Niggas said old school shit. You could just put music in the airwaves, and then if it's good, niggas will listen to it. Niggas said, not today, nigga. You gotta do some shit. You gotta get your videos going. You gotta look nice. You know what I'm saying? Method Man head was all fucked up when he came in the game. The whole Wu-Tang had fucked up here when they came in the game. Nowadays, you need a haircut or some braids. You need some chains, nigga. Or at least like a button up, button down. You gotta put on a suit. You gotta look different, nigga. You gotta look spiffy. This shit hard. Last thing. A lot of the things this motherfucker saying, I basically talked about this, so that's cool. A lot of the things that this nigga Kanye West is talking about is shit that I already like kind of figured out, and a lot of my peers already figured out, you know? So it's cool to see the parallels, and it's cool to see a celebrity doing their thing. It's gonna be funny to see some people pick up this knowledge with the whole fact that I'm not the only nigga that think like I do. So if I came into this knowledge before Kanye West did, then you know other people did, and that means that a lot of people is living their life where somebody around them is kicking some true shit to them, and they just not listening to it. You know what I'm saying? But niggas gonna fuck with that shit once Kanye West said, and it's a blessing and some bullshit at the exact same time, because niggas should hear truth and fuck with it. Niggas shouldn't wait for a certain figure to come in and be like, oh, this is truth, and they be like, oh yeah, that's truth because Kanye West said so. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that shit. It's Lord Mav, Real Nigga News, Black Moon Pack, Black Moon Productions. That was a little talk on this Kanye West shit. My wife's starting to snore. That means I gotta get the fuck up out of here. Hallway Mob still repping that shit, and I'm out. Y'all niggas watch out for the little talk on this whole ban on words, cause I don't really fuck with that. That shit coming soon. I'm out. Peace.
Niggas hit you with that anesthesia, put you to sleep, bruh. You know it's the killer nigga woods where we creep, bruh. You know that my ninja they good, push like a Jeep, bruh. Catching niggas for days, no rest, Mav the Reaper. Muscle memory and my cells clap like a sleeper. Swim through money, I need a cell, these rivers deeper. My niggas got bonds, no better when shit go heater. Hammers banging, we bleed, your bodies everywhere, FEMA.